Hello, how is everybody? Hello, how is it? How is everybody? I'm sure I have to wait a minute for somebody to come in here. Yeah, my cat. You hear my cat crying? Every time I sit here and try to go live, she tries to come up on me. And she's a crybaby. She'll just sit there and cry and meow, meow. This is my kitty Isis. Can you guys hear her purring through the camera, through the audio? I know, goodness, if I don't pet you. All right, sweetie, you're going to have to get down. You're going to have to get down. Here. Oh, I'm over here by your food. We have to leave her food up high. It's on the chair next to me because my little dog will eat the cat's food. Unbelievable. So I figured I would go live twice a week. Once on, I'm thinking, well, today's Friday, but I'm thinking we'll do it like Thursdays about this time and Tuesday evenings around 9 p.m. Eastern. Just so it's not too late for the people in Eastern and too early for people that are out west more. So welcome to the channel. This channel is about paranormal experiences you have, whether it's spirit, ancestors, or whatever kind, doesn't matter. Paranormal is a big, huge range. And so if anybody had stories to share, they can come up. Oh, hey, Tony, how are you, sweetie? How are you doing? Thank you. Yeah, so the reason why I came up with the name Iris Rainbow Things, because that's the name for my other business too. So I just kind of use it for everything because I've had that name for years. And I'm like, well, I don't want to confuse people or confuse myself, and then I can use the same email. So that's why I sell jewelry and I make candles. I just started making soaps. I make oils and I do all kinds of stuff, make dream catchers. And well, my mom does the dream catcher stuff. I just kind of do like different kind of hanging things. So I have a array of stuff that I do. And my busy season's coming up, so I need to start making stuff now. So how are you doing today, Tony? Hear the cat? Can you guys hear the cat? Well, it doesn't seem just really loud to me. She seems very loud. Once I get more subscribers, I'm going to start having guest speakers come up. I know it takes a few minutes before anybody notices anybody's on here. But thank you, Tony, for coming. Popping on in. I love your profile picture. I have my, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see. Oh, you can't because I have this banner up here, but I have my wine here. Right over here. Let's see. Oh, yes, kitty. Yeah, so you guys might be hearing my dog barking in a minute. I don't know why he always barks at my husband. He's been doing it since we got him. He doesn't bark at my husband when he's sitting, just when he gets in a shower in the morning and when he first comes home from work. He just barks away at him. Yeah, you can hear my cat. I have 3. She's the most vocal one, though. The cat's name is Ice. Oh, the cat's name is Isis. Yeah. And then I have Thoth is my male cat, is long haired, all black, and that one does go outside. And then I have Prince, who stays in the house, and he hides from people, except for our family, obviously. My aunt passed away. My uncle said that it was too much for him to take care of the cat, so we took the cat in. And he was really shy at first. Now he's just a sweetheart. And if you don't pet him, he comes up and he'll like pat you on the face. It's kind of annoying sometimes when you're trying to sleep and you're laying there and he's like, and this one just cries. If company comes in, and even if she doesn't know them, she'll go right up on their lap and sit there, meow, meow, and cry at them the whole time. Hey, Purple, honey, how are you doing? How are you? I was just talking about my cat who won't stop crying here. And when I was just starting a live, I waited a minute because exactly noon, my husband's pulling in a driveway because he took a half a day. And then I'm like, oh, shit. I know the dog's going to start barking as soon as he walks through the door. Yeah, I like my wine too. I have a few bottles here. And then we have our liquor thing, which sits there. We really don't drink. You would think by the amount of liquor that we have that we're a bunch of alcoholics, but we don't drink, but maybe a couple times a year, you know. But I do like my wine. So how you guys doing? I know Purple bounces in and out a lot. She goes around to all the chats. She's awesome. You're just relaxing now? How are your kids feeling? I know they were sick the other day. Did you end up having to take them to the doctors? Weren't you, Purple, didn't you say you had some paranormal stories too? You got some to share. I'd love to hear them. I mean, I could talk about myself, but that's boring. Boring to me anyways. Oh, here comes the other cat. I'm telling you, I don't know what it is. As soon as I sit here, they all come. Oh, it's allergies. I know. You do support everybody. You're a sweetheart. Hold on. Did I make you a mod the other day? It doesn't show on here. Hold on. Let me see. If you're not a mod, I'm going to put it up here. I mean, you can put your channel up here, but there's not really anybody in here but us right now. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, let me shut that off. Hold on. I mean, you can put your channel up here, but let me turn this down. I'm still learning all this. So I learn as I go. Oh, actually, I think I see more chat on here than I do up there. Oh, yep. Oh, good. You guys can post your channels if you want. I mean, nobody's in here right now, but if anybody pops in, they can grab the link. I'm still very new, so nobody really knows I'm live. Oh, I know. So the other day, I was practicing how to, if I ever want to share a screen, I don't know if I remember now, but it took me a while to figure out how to share a screen, you know, if you want to put something up. Lip Lock, my first time I went live the other day, maybe it was this week, she came up and she had told me how to get a second person to come up here. It was so simple after she told me. So I'm learning. Learn as you go. I'm not sure what everything means. I'm sure I can do more than I am. But it was just a bunch of playing around. So, Purple, are you the one that told me? Oh, you don't? Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Purple. You're awesome. You're amazing. You really are. I love that you just got monetized. You deserve it. Because you go above and beyond to make sure, you know, you help out everybody. You're very caring. Did you say no, you don't have a personal story to share, paranormal experience? Y'all, you should see how much lighting I have around me. My house is so dark. Oh, my husband's going out the door again. He's all excited. It's starting to get a little warmer, so he's going to go get his motorcycle. Woo-wee. Here, woo-wee. He keeps it up at his buddy's garage. There's a delay between here, my phone, and chat. And on the StreamYard. Oh, you don't? Is it that because you just haven't, or because you don't believe in that stuff? I mean, I ain't gonna be offended if you say no, I don't believe in it. My husband, I've said it on here before, my husband used to not believe on it. He used to think I was crazy. And then, well, like I've said before, until he used to come to our group, our paranormal group, he used to come along with us. And he would laugh at us, saying, I'm just coming along just so I can get a good laugh. And then, he started believing when he's had experiences happen to him. Oh, it's a 10-second difference. I noticed when I lied the other day, I was so intent in listening to people that were talking that I wasn't paying attention to the chat too. So if I miss people, I mean, there's nobody up here now. So if I miss people, I'm not being rude. I have adult ADD and I have trouble doing more than one thing at once. That's why I'm antsy all the time and nervous. Did you say you never had a reading before? Like a tarot reading or anything? Seriously? I always assume that most people have. Maybe it was because of the community I'm involved in and we all do it. So, but I do tarot, and sometimes people sit in front of me and says, oh, I'm new to this. I've never had one before. I'm scared. I'm like, no, you don't have to be afraid. It's not as bad as you think. I really wanted to say, but I can't. I'm like, oh, so you're a virgin. Because I am a wise ass. Thank you. Hey, Cinnamon, sweetie, how are you doing? Is Betty still on her live? Yeah, you've had a lot, Tony. Yeah, you came up here and talked a little bit the other day. I really don't remember everything you were saying, though. I think because I was really nervous. But I do remember, which I just forgot until I seen you, that I said I'd give you a reading. Yeah, I have since childhood too, except it went away for a while. And that happens a lot. Thank you, Cinnamon. So, Cinnamon, are you starting a channel? I kind of heard Betty saying something, but I was trying to, as you see, when I was on Betty's live, I didn't have no makeup or nothing. I mean, hell, I didn't even have a bra on that time. So I was quickly, when I got off of there, I started running around trying to get ready so I can look presentable. So are you getting a channel, Cinnamon? Yeah, actually, Purple, I do want to. I think I have your email. I'll email you about it because you don't really want it. I mean, we can have a public one, but sometimes they're private because sometimes you get private messages. I mean, it's really nobody's business. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because I screenshot. Oh, I remember why I got your emails, because I was going to send you stuff for your game night. So what I have is I have the pictures for them. So if you want to put them up on screen, you can. So it's called, instead of Family Feud, it's called Friendly Feud. And then I have the questions and then the answers. And then whoever gets the answers correct ends up winning at the end. And I do it because I sell Color Street. So we have game nights, and then this is one of the games that we played, and it was absolutely hysterical. It wasn't fresh, but it was like borderline, and my group really made it fresh, So that's why I said I think you like it, and it's something different too. And that's something everybody can play together and chat. Oops. And like I said, it comes with the pictures. So if you want to use the pictures, you can. If you don't, you don't. So I'll just send you everything. And then if you decide to use it, you can. Oh, I'll definitely join Cinnamon. Oh, hold on, Cinnamon. Let me make you a mod. And can you post your link up here? Oh, of course, my mother is calling. Hold on a second. Watch, I'm going to embarrass her. I'm going to put her on. Mom?
Hi.
Hi.
Are you online yet?
Yeah, remember I'm supposed to be on at 12? They're listening to you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm headed over with your coffee.
Thank you, Mommy dearest.
And I brought your stand, so I guess you can't help me now. Talk to you later.
All right, the kids are here. They can help you. All right, bye.
Oh, okay. Bye-bye.
It's my mom. I love her. She's an airhead just like me. Are you live yet? Yes, I am. She's on her way over. She is truly my best supporter. And I gave her hell growing up. I gave her a run for her money. I really did. I was a wild child. I tell her I wasn't bad. I was free-spirited. But if I tell her, like she'll say, she knows I go live for like my color street and for something like this, she's like, I'll come over and help. Do you need help? And sometimes I say yes, and sometimes like, no, Mom, I don't need any help. But she knows I'm going live, so she's going to come over just to sit here with me and listen to me talk. She's awesome. She is. Hey, Joy, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. I was getting ready to make, I wanted to make Cinnamon a mod so she can post her link. I have adult ADD. I told you all I'm forgetful. Pin this message, make user as a moderator. Okay. So I know. Oh, I bet you Cinnamon has. I know Purple says she's never experienced anything, so I'm going to get a hold of her so I can do a reading for her. I can't believe she's never had one. And maybe one night I'll come on here and just do tarot for everybody while we chit chat. If anybody wants a reading. I would do it now, but I don't have any of my cards next to me. Cinnamon, have you had any experiences? Any paranormal stuff? See spirit? I seen a UFO once. I mean, it could have been military, or it could be from aliens. Who the hell knows? And a bunch of lights that are weird in the sky. My aunt and stuff used to look at. All right, I'm going to make sure I click on your link so I can sub to it now. Why is it not letting me do it? What the heck? Is it because I'm live? That shouldn't matter. Yes, not let me click on your link. I can just look you up later and get it. So anybody that's in here, if you want to subscribe to Cinnamon, she just posted a link. Please subscribe to her. She's going to start going live soon. Cinnamon, did you want me to post? I'm going to drop a link, and if anybody wants to come up here and share an experience with us, that would be wonderful. So I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up here. Come on up. Yeah, so I started seeing spirit when I was little, but I was growing up told that wasn't real. What I was seeing wasn't real. And then when I became a preteen, I was told that it was the devil's work. Because I know you guys heard this before. My father went to school to be a Baptist minister. And so we were always told that, Southern Baptist. So we were always told that seeing spirit was the devil's work. So it kind of, piqued my curiosity more, but then also made me shut myself off because I didn't think anybody believed me. And I saw my aunt the night she passed away, which scared the crap out of me. And an apartment, my mom still owns it now. But before she bought the house, we rented, and come to find out, the older gentleman that used to live there died in my bedroom, and that explains why I would feel his presence all the time. I swear to God, he used to stand over me, I could feel him breathing on me. It was kind of creepy, actually. Okay, Cinnamon. You think you're with demons? You want to come up here and talk to us about it? Do you think they were demons or maybe something you didn't understand? Oh, no, you can keep them at bay. Sometimes they're not demons. People think they are. It might be just a negative asshole that's around, honestly. Oh, that's just what's messing with you. Sometimes if you have negative things happen to you in your life, you can, because of that vibration of depression or sorrow, whatever, it can attach negative spirits. Or some people call them lower form demons, but they're not usually that bad. They just feed off your negativity. I'm not saying you're negative. I'm just saying if you had trauma happen to you, that can happen. But you can keep them off the bay. That makes it easier, actually. Yeah, that's true. If you open yourself up for good, you do open up yourself for bad. That's why I want to do a lot of protection around me. So you're absolutely correct. You do. And the thing is, all right, so my daughter, who's in the next room, so she hears me talking about it, she'll probably run in here to give me help. But when she was really little, she would see spirit for a long time. She hasn't been for a little bit. No, she does, but not as much as she did when she was real little. The house we lived in was really haunted, and she would see good spirit and she would see bad spirit. But she said the bad ones really scared her. She would come in my room and say the bad men are here, and she would say the bad spirit when the bad spirit would come, that her friends, her ghost friends, wouldn't come to play with her. One Saturday, it was a weekend because she was in kindergarten at this time, so I remember this. She comes in and she's crying, and I'm like, "What's the matter?" And she said, "My friends aren't here to play with me." I'm like, "What friends?" She's like, I told you my friends come here and play with me. Those are the ones that she said they had. When she got a little bit older, she told me she had like old time clothing on, and they looked different than us. And from what it sounded like, it was a whole family. But she said that they would come when the bad men are there. And she said that they were all black and they had scary faces. So we did an because I was a private investigator. Goodness, I wish. So I was paranormal investigator for many years. So actually we did a couple nights in our home just to see what we get. And we did get something that wasn't so nice, and towards where the kids' bedrooms were. But then again, I think she saw an angel too, because she said, and I think that's who was there to protect her. So when we moved to this place we're in now, this was many years ago, she made me promise that there was no bad people here, bad spirits here. Except for one day, this scared the hell out of me. She was like 3 or 4 at this time. And I'm walking through the kitchen through my living room, kitchen, living room, and back down the hallway, where's my bedroom. So, anyways, I go to walk into the living room and I see her standing in the middle of the living room going like this with her arms out, with her head back. I'm like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm calling my friends to play with me. I was like, oh. That kind of set me back. I didn't know what to think. That was odd. But yeah, so most of my children can see. Actually, I don't know any of them that can't. One child, my son, I don't think can. He's very mild on the spectrum. So if he can, he wouldn't say anyways. Because he says he don't believe in nothing. It's not that you're negative, sweetheart. It says, I guess I'm negative. I've overcome many things. I keep people alive for a living, so I try to be positive. I'm a rattlesnake when I feel negative things around me. I don't like the negativity. Oh, so it sounds like you're more open. Grandma's here already?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on live.
Oh, sorry.
That's my other daughter. You want to talk about your paranormal experiences?
Right now,
Yeah.
I look like crap.
You don't look like crap.
Yeah,
Come
you
sit
do.
with us.
All right, I'll give you 5 minutes of my free time.
All right. My daughter's going to talk. Oh, because she used to not believe. Remember?
Yeah. Hi. You're welcome, Grandma.
So this is my daughter. Say hi.
Hi.
Isn't she beautiful? She's turned 26 the other day.
Mm-hmm. So what do you want me to say?
Your experiences. You can even tell them how you used to not believe. You used to laugh at me, make fun of me, actually.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
So I was really young and I never believed in anything. Not that it's anybody's business, but I actually don't believe in God. So I
Shameful, isn't it?
I never believed in anything. Like, I didn't think that there was any type of like afterlife or anything. So one day, we were living in, well, she still lives here, but when I lived with her,
You guys gotta be quiet, honey.
I was sitting on the couch and my daughter's father was on. It's hard to explain because nobody knows what our house looks like. But I was on the couch and like they were by the door and I saw like a cowboy walk by. Like, and I didn't just see it. I like heard the cowboy boots, like the buckles on the boots, like you can hear it clinking. So,
and it wasn't that late either because everybody was wide
no,
awake.
it was probably like 7:30, 8 o'clock. It wasn't late at all. But I like looked and it was walking by and I could hear the boots and everything. And then after that, I just believed in ghosts.
Tell her what else happened.
What?
In the shower.
Oh, in the same house. I was taking a shower.
We still live here, by the way.
Yeah. And I think it was just me and you that was home at the time. And
No, it was late. It was the middle of the night. I was sitting there doing audio.
Oh, yeah.
And you were taking a shower.
She was playing with her ghost box, actually. So I came out and I was in the
listening
shower.
to audio, I think.
Yeah. And I heard somebody whistle at me and I thought it was really weird. And honestly, that's something she would do. So I thought it was just like her messing with me. But I'm also really weird and always make sure the bathroom is locked. So I knew like nobody was able to come in. So it was really weird. Well, a few minutes later, it happened again, but it wasn't like a whistle to like get your attention. It was like I can't whistle, but it was like a flirty whistle. Yes. It was like a flirty whistle. So then after that, I went out there and I asked her if it was her and she started laughing at me. She was like, no, I'm not whistling at you while you're in the shower. So I had to have been a ghost, I guess.
Yeah.
And then when my best friend actually passed away, I was laying in bed the same night with my 2-year-old at the time, and her name is Holly. And we were laying there, and all of a sudden my daughter was like looking into space, and she just said, I love you, Auntie Holly. And it was the night that she passed away, so it was like really weird and crazy. So
No, and then when it was her, a few months later, I think it was her 2nd or 3rd birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, she kept insisting Aunt Holly was at her birthday, and
yeah.
she was standing over by the truck watching them go swimming in the pool.
Mm-hmm.
Insisted her Aunt Holly, who just passed away a few months before, was there watching her go swimming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's pretty much all I have.
So those are only 2 experiences you had?
I mean,
wait, didn't we talk about the guy we all know that lives here, and we all described the guy the same way?
no, I didn't. That wasn't me.
That was
That
me.
was the cowboy.
That was me and you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, that wasn't me.
Yeah.
All I know about is the cowboy and whatever I hear on the ghost box.
And then I think that's the same guy me and Amy have seen.
You know how you said that they whistle
My other
at
daughter's
you?
talking now.
I tell Mom all the time, there's somebody in that bathroom watching me. And she's like, it's your anxiety.
Because I didn't want her to get scared.
I already was
It's the
scared.
guy whistling at her.
Probably.
I'll bill you my payment.
Oh, bill you the payment. Thank you, Leon.
Ooh, your boo case.
Amy, do you want to
Thank
talk
you,
about your
Leon, very
experiences?
No.
She's like, no. She was the one I was just telling them a few minutes ago how about when we lived in that old apartment that you were afraid of.
Oh, those scary people?
Yeah. And then you had your good friends too. Right? You
No.
remember them?
You used to play with them.
Yeah, you don't
I don't
remember
know
them?
such things.
You're
Oh,
not
no,
gonna tell
she's
us?
not gonna say, yeah, she don't want to talk about it. She's like, I don't know such things.
The house was crazy, Brett.
The house was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, that house was pretty bad. Matter of fact, when we lived there, this is what we made us finally do an investigation at that old apartment, was because it was up above an old storefront. And the girl that lived above us, she ended up moving out. Well, first she said she had experiences there that weren't so nice. So when she moved out, her roommate had told me, I said, you know, do you ever have experiences here? And he said, yeah, there's something bad here. And the roommate that we had, she found out she was pregnant and she was afraid something was going to happen to her baby. And she ended up moving out. I don't remember exactly what he said was going on and stuff. And I didn't want to tell him I was an investigator and I would love to do something in his apartment. So I never said anything. So we did something on ours and we did find stuff, lots of stuff actually, which was quite surprising. And we've seen stuff there all the time. I dropped the link if anybody wants to come up here and have a chit chat and let me know your experiences. Oh, my mommy got me a bracelet. My mom, I told you guys, my mom's awesome.
I made donations to the Wolf Fund.
My granddaughter, hold on, let me put this up so it's bigger so I can see. My granddaughter sees my son. It makes me cry, but happy for her. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, that's beautiful, though. It's so much easier for kids to see than for us, and kids can see clearly, too.
When I was little, I could see exactly what they looked like.
Oh, that's what it is, a little wolf on here.
I was donating to the Wolf Foundation.
A wolf foundation.
Yeah,
What does the
Oh,
Wolf
that's cute.
Foundation do?
they preserve wolves that are getting extinct.
Oh.
Aw.
Tony, did you say you're gonna start doing tarot readings on your group too? On your page? You can drop your link also.
Can't find it.
And I don't have to tell you, if you guys pop on here, just throw up your link, and if you gotta run and go. And you can't stick around.
Was he on a meeting?
No, she just
No, I think she just went downstairs. She just got home.
Brought Dad to get his bike.
Oh, yeah.
They all got here, so they're yapping for a minute. Lisa got, Mom, do you ever have paranormal experience?
Well,
You said you did when you were younger, right?
when I was younger, I always saw people, but mostly family when they came.
Yeah, family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my daughter, Amy, the one who wouldn't come on camera, which is fine because she's not quite 18 yet, almost. But she told me actually this morning that she had a dream that somebody in the family was going to pass away. And a lot of times when she has a dream somebody's going to pass away, they do. So
I had paranormal experiences on our investigations.
you have paranormal experiences on investigations? Yeah.
Yeah, I had. All right, the one in.
Did you want to come sit over here?
Then they see me.
All right, they don't have to see you, but if you sit here, not in front of the camera, then they can at least hear you better.
Okay.
So my mommy dearest is coming over. I don't know if she'll show her face or not.
Hi, me. Me. But anyways, when we were doing an investigation down in Pennsylvania on the farm,
Yeah, actually, I'll hide my camera for a minute, so then that way, you can talk, and then nobody will see you at all. All right, there you go.
Okay. So, anyways, we were doing the investigation and we were way out in the field. And for some reason, they told us horses never went into that field anymore.
In Pennsylvania at that
in
farm.
Pennsylvania at the farm.
Yeah.
Yes. A few things happened there, but I remember being there, and there was a massacre there at one time, Native American massacre, right on the farm property and everything. At one point when we were,
And it was part of Revolutionary War in that area too, right?
yes, it was.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on there.
Yes.
So we ended up, I watched while I was standing in that area where the horses wouldn't go anymore or something. I watched a horse, but it really wasn't a horse. It was like a Native American on a horse running across the field with his thing in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Going to war or something, and it almost freaked me out. But also,
Yeah, because you almost feel like, am I really seeing that? Sometimes, you know?
and by the house, at one point, I saw this old man in the field with a hoe or something, like he was putting up the fence. And he just turned around and stared at me and never said a word. And I stared at him too, because where we were, he was standing in front of a big field. But in days now, there's a house there. So I saw it before the house got there even. And one other thing that was weird is the little girl in the window,
In the window,
of
yeah.
the house. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I seen a little girl there. But then when we went back to check our pictures, because we're taking pictures outside, there was a silhouette of a little girl in the window,
Mm-hmm.
which was weird. And I seen a black shadow there. I heard the Native American drumming there. Oh, that place
yeah.
was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was quite a few years ago, so I don't remember everything now, but there was a lot of experiences there. That was a long drive there, too. We stayed there all night, and then we drove 4.5 hours back home.
Wow.
Remember that?
Yeah, I remember.
I think she said we can sleep on the floor, but we didn't.
No, we
No, it
just
was
had to get home
uncomfortable.
for some reason.
Yeah,
There was a bunch of us anyways.
yeah.
But there's a lot
That was
of,
your best place, right?
yeah, we've had a lot of paranormal experience. I don't know, Yankee Peddler had some, and other houses did. I find
Yeah.
like when I can visualize better by closing my eyes, like when we were doing an investigation
Yeah.
at another house, and it wasn't one of the ones we do all the time, and you were sitting by a doorway, and I was sitting there and I closed my eyes and wanted to concentrate on the energy going around. I told Iris there was a man standing next to her in the doorway. It was like a black shadow. And she turned around and started snapping pictures, and we got some good stuff from that.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yep. As a matter of fact, when we went outside to have a cigarette break, and when we went back to listen to audio, like a couple of days later, you can hear people walking around and talking in there, and there was nobody in the house. Yeah, we had tons of evidence there. But the picture she was talking about was she kept taking, because when you take a picture, you should do minimum 3 in a row. Okay. And she took multiple of them. And in the doorway, you could see it growing bigger, and then smaller. That was like you could see it starting to manifest, and then it slowly started going away. Yeah. And that same thing happened in our when we did a video. There was in our apartment going down the hallway, there was something starting to manifest back by the kids' bedrooms where they all saw
Right.
the stuff, and
Right.
then it
Yep.
didn't fully manifest, but you saw it light up, and then it disappeared. Yeah. So yeah, we did investigations everywhere.
Yeah,
We
well,
did the
maybe-
last one I think we did was our local town's movie theater. It's sold now because we weren't supposed to say then,
No.
but now it's sold.
Oh yeah, the one over there that was.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Because at first, because we have them sign contracts saying whether we can speak about it or not. But if it's a private house, we wouldn't share their information or share pictures of their house anyways. It's even if they said we can, we never have. But the movie theater definitely said, don't tell anybody anything.
Yep.
And we didn't, but now it's sold, so we can say it now.
Too bad you couldn't bring some of the paranormal stuff to here.
Yeah, but we lost it all. Remember, it was on our external drive, mine and yours, and both of them went dead.
Oh, we had discs, I thought.
Yeah, where's the disc?
I don't know. I'll look.
My mother had all that stuff. So, like, I think that's why my hearing's bad now. But we would go through all the audio, which all of us in the group members would have their audio and their cameras. They all carried around our, not the cameras, the recorders. So everybody would have recorder. Plus, we have extra ones that we leave in certain rooms when we weren't in there. So it would take weeks for us to go through. And the other people in our group didn't have the right equipment or whatever. So they didn't go through the audio. So we went through all their audio. So I would listen to most of it actually, because at the time I was young. This was the best hearing. I think that's what ended up happening.
I was working.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you're working too. But so we would write down every single thing you think you might hear. And then we'd go back and listen to those again. And then, no, that really was nothing. That could have been somebody, coughing, sneezing, whispering in the group. So even if we thought it could have been paranormal and we weren't sure, we would scratch it off, So by the time we were done, we'd only have one or two things, or maybe nothing. Or maybe if it's a good place, we'd have a whole bunch. But then I would give her the timestamps. She would go take that stuff home, listen to it again, and then she would clip it. And then we would always put it on a CD with the photos and everything for the people that we did an investigation for, so they can have a copy for themselves too. And then they can make up their own mind what they think it was. You call your mom Mommy Dearest too? Did I call her Mommy Dearest? I didn't realize I probably did call her Mommy Dearest. I always do. No mirror wire hangers. You want to know what I did once? I tell people this all the time because it was funny. I've been calling my mom Mother Dearest or Mommy Dearest since I was really little, before I even knew what the movie was. Well, this one time, Cinnamon, thank you for showing Tony's channel. So this one time, she goes to Cape Cod every single year, and she enjoys herself there, So, but at this time, this was years ago, when they went there, they would not go on any electronics, so she wouldn't check her Facebook or anything. Now they do, because they've been going there for so long. But at first, it was like their week, so no electronics, no nothing. It's just a relaxed time. I'm learning I don't know how to drop my link. Oh, Cinnamon just dropped your link for you, sweetie. All you do is you go to your page, and where it says about me down below, it has a link. So you just copy and paste it and bring it back here and post it. But I think it's easier though if you're on the computer, but a lot of times I do it from my phone. So anyhow, she is in the Cape Cod, and me, because we're jokesters in this family, think I was being funny, hoping she would see the message. So I write on there, Mommy Dearest, I love you, even though you used to beat me with wire hangers and all this kind of crazy stuff, but at the end I'm like, but I still love you. And I left it there, and a couple days later I'm like, she didn't call me up to curse me out for posting that on her page. And then it dawned on me, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's not going to see this for a whole entire week. I left this up there, and somebody's going to read it and think that, my mom really was abusive growing up, but I was really just being a wise ass, because she's my Mommy Dearest. I don't do things like y'all do. I feel the positivity. I embrace it. If I feel or see negativity, I just say, get out and they go. See, exactly.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's exactly what we do. And you got to be stern when you tell negativity to get away from you. Get away. And I didn't mean to sound like if I was insulting you before, Joy, when I said, oh, maybe it's because you might be negative and this come around to you. It's more like if you had unless you're open, then if you open yourself up for good and you open up for yourself for not so good too, that means you're empathic or gifted, and maybe you just didn't hone into it. So you could feel both around you. But sometimes people say, I think I have something yicky following me around. And that sometimes is because not that that person is negative, but they might have had a negative experience that that opened themselves up to have something yucky follow them around. And then you got to clear that out. And a lot of times that happens with different forms of PTSD and stuff, if that makes more sense. So I wasn't saying that you're negative because I don't believe that. We all know you're a sweetheart. Oh, see, Cinnamon has a better way. Tony, the 3 dots on the right top of your page, tap and paste to copy, and then come back and push on comments. It will say paste to top, and that will post it. Yeah, see, a lot of us are still learning here. So if you're new here, welcome, say hi. I know there's a bunch of people watching in the background, or a few people watching in the background. You don't have to be shy here. And this place is a judgment-free zone. Oh, I can put my camera back on. Oh, I almost removed myself. How do you put my camera back on? Oh, see, I showed you how you put your camera back on. I almost removed myself and didn't put my camera on. So anyways, this is a judgment-free zone. Nobody's going to judge you about anything here. We all have our own experiences and we all view them differently. So nobody can say, no, you didn't have that experience. You know.
Can I say something?
Yeah, of course.
When I'm home and spirits are around, which they will be because, your grandmothers, grandfathers, whatever, I have a paranoia about them going in my bedroom. So I always tell my family,
Same.
you can go anywhere in the house, but stay out of my bedroom. Otherwise, you're welcome here.
Yep.
I just don't like that at all. And I haven't seen anybody in my bedroom either.
Oh, hey, Jay, how are you doing? Says, hey, I'm new. I love what I'm hearing. I've been involved in the occult since I was 16. I've had some amazing things. Oh, I would love to hear them. Did you want to come up here and share some of your experiences you had? I'll drop the link for anybody who wants to come up. More than one person can come. It doesn't matter if we have a whole panel. But thank you for joining us, Jay. I know my channel's still really new, so I don't really have too many people on here yet. As soon as I grow, and then I'll invite some people to come up here and talk. I mean, anybody can come up now. I'm saying it's an open panel, but down the road, when my channel grows a little bit more, I'm gonna have guests come up. But I love hearing about people's experiences. And please don't forget to like the page. It really shows support. It's a free way to show support. I think I have like 140 something people subscribed. So really, I'm really, really new. But like I was saying before, in case anybody just popped in, today's Friday, but I think on Thursdays about this time, I'm going to come on, and then on Tuesday evening. So some people who are working during the day then we can do something at night also.
Jake's walking their dog.
Oh, you're walking your dog. Oh, what kind of doggy do you have? I have a little dog. I have a wire-haired terrier Chihuahua mix. It is quite the mix, let me tell you. I used to be a groomer, so I usually shave his hair because he kind of has, because he's a wire-haired terrier Chihuahua mix, his hair is not very pretty. But what's really cute is he has this one fluff on the top of his head that's a light color gray. So when I shave him, I leave that, and I swear he looks just like Gizmo. It's so funny, from the Gremlins. Oh, you got a German Shepherd? I have a very good friend that breeds German Shepherds. I used to dog sit for her. And I was there once when she was working when one of her pups ended up giving birth to a couple of them. And she always said I could have one, but where we were living at the time, we couldn't have pets. My husband wants a shepherd, but he's afraid of them. And well, for one, he was a fireman. He had to retire because he has a brain aneurysm. But he had to retire because of what I just said. But he went to a fire call once and the place was on fire. And when he opened up the door, I mean, the dog's scared that his place is on fire. My husband doesn't know there's a pet in there. So when he opens up the door, the dog's scared. Thank God my husband has bunker gear on because the dog lunged at him and bit him right in the crotch and he didn't get any damage. So we just laugh at him for it. But that scared him a little bit. And then when he used to work for UPS years ago, he went to deliver somebody's mail and a shepherd chased him. Oh, and I think bit him in the leg. So my husband's kind of afraid a little bit now. Yeah, but the occult can mean many things and people take it the wrong way. So I know what they mean by when they say the occult. Like they'll say that I'm a part of the occult, but I don't view myself as that. Because I'm all about love and light. So it's really what their belief system is. We all have their own views and beliefs. Thank you, Tony. Tony's amazing. What would you guys think if one day I did short little mini readings for everybody? In between, I'm talking about our paranormal experiences. Just something to do. That really isn't what my channel's about, but I figure it's another way that we can have fun. So a lot of people talk about, like I know Joy was saying that she mostly feels things. She can tell something's negative or positive that's around her. Well, for years, so I used to see spirit when I was younger. And then I didn't for a while because of society. And that happens a lot. And then it'll come back again when you get a little bit older. But I could always tell if something yucky was around me or not yucky around me. So honestly, it caused anxiety, lots of anxiety actually. And I couldn't really understand why until I learned to put those feelings in check and figure out what they were. So what I started doing was, because somebody suggested this to me, and now I say this to everybody. Meditate, meditate, meditate. Meditating is very important. It helps heal mind, body, and spirit. But not only that, it helps to awaken yourself up to, it opens your mind up to be able to see, know, and helps open up your third eye, helps you connect with your higher power better. So it really does a whole bunch. And it healed me. I used to suffer from hellacious depression really bad. And I don't anymore. And I really think it's because I connected to myself and I got to know myself through meditating. And I used to have a really hard time meditating. A hard time. I couldn't do it. Yes, Joe, I understand. It's fine. I know there's a lot of bad press around it and some crazies who have hijacked it all, but I assure you I'm a positive person who really has good intentions. See, exactly. That's exactly what I was just saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, people get a bad rap. It's nothing like you think it is on TV. Or they think you're godless, like you don't believe in God. I believe in God just like you do. It's just a different belief system. I said that before in another live. My aunt, who is very strict Catholic, she's like, how do you believe in God? You know? And I said, I believe in God. What makes you think I don't believe in God? And she's like, because your belief. I'm like, I do believe in God. Very much so. I pray to God just like you do. I might light a candle when I do it. Because I visualize the light and the smoke taking my messages up into the heavens is what it is. And that's what I always say to people. See, I said heaven. I believe in heaven. Yeah. Yeah. That's why a lot of times if I do healings and stuff, I'll say higher power and not say certain words because I don't want to offend anybody, because it's our higher power, and whatever your belief system is on that is you. Exactly. We all have our views and thoughts. There's nothing wrong with that. Just like I am a reverend, I'm not a Christian. I do have Christian beliefs. Hey Tony, you can come up here. So I understand it, but there's a lot of bad press around it and some crazy. You still have your YouTube on.
Yeah, I'm clicking out of them.
Yeah, that's fine. I know it takes a second. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
anyways, like I was saying, so
Right.
people just assume that I don't carry that any belief system with me. I truly believe all religions are correct, all of them, every last one of them. Because if you break it down, it's one belief system that got broken up. Depends what culture you are
Exactly. Yeah.
a little bit throughout time, and it's fine. So I
You're
truly
like me
believe
on that.
it's all the same. That's my belief, though. So if you don't believe in that, that's okay, and I'm not offended.
Yeah. That's what I believe in. I really do.
Yeah,
Like you said,
exactly.
when you break them down, you know. So how are you
Joyce,
today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Joyce says, I believe in God. I pray all the time. It helps a lot. No, it does help. It does help. It
Yeah.
connects to your higher power. It's very important, actually. I
Right.
feel sorry for people. I mean, I know there's going to be people on here that says they don't believe in God, but they do believe in spirit, which
Yeah.
is fine. I don't think anything wrong with it at all. But
You know, people say you can't. There's so many things they do. They say you can't believe in God, and then you can't believe that there's a higher spirit that's beyond us. Well, you know, God was something that a mysterious spirit. You know,
yeah,
so I can believe in all different things. You know, I don't have to believe in just one interpretation of what one ideology of, you know, in one, because I can't wrap it up in one what I feel.
yeah, then that's fine. So for
I
me to
mean,
become
do
a
you kind
reverend,
of get that sometimes I mean, I don't know
yeah,
if I'm the only one that
no,
feels it.
no, absolutely. So when I had to do my teachings before I became a reverend, we had because I'm a non-denominational minister, so even though
Yeah.
our church is 501c recognized and stuff in our religions recognized, we still have to call ourselves non-denominational.
Yeah.
So anyways, so they had us study all religions. So we had to have a basic idea of all religions because you don't know what kind of service you're going to provide for somebody. You know,
Yeah.
whether it's going to the hospital or doing a wedding. You know, going to the hospital to help somebody cross over,
Yeah.
doing a wedding.
Which is a
So
great thing that they had you study all those religions.
yeah,
I actually, you know, just loved that and would watch it.
yeah,
But for you to, you know, have to study that. I never knew that a reverend, well, of course he now knowing it. But yeah, to study all the religions.
yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Not that I know
You
a
know
whole bunch of
more.
all of them, you know, like know everything about the religion, but enough so I can have an idea if I come
Yeah.
in contact with somebody, you know, and it's, you know, yeah, like I said, you don't know what people you're going to walk into. So my cousin married somebody from the Middle East, okay, and we're obviously worried for her because she ended up moving out there in Saudi Arabia and stuff. So we were worried for a
Oh
few
yeah.
years. And well, before she went out there, anyways. So I ended up talking to her husband a lot, and to get an idea. And we talked a lot about faith. So a lot of studying I did actually was on their belief system, just so I can better understand. And their belief system really isn't any different than Christianity. Really, it's not.
No. It seems like everybody's belief system's the same until we come to Jesus.
Yeah. I asked him why one time, like I asked lots of questions. I'm sure he thought I was weird, but I like learning. So I remember asking him things like, you know, why do you guys eat with your hands? You know, he's like, oh, if we're out somewhere, we eat with silverware. He's like, but if we're at home, we eat with our hands. He said, because in our belief system, we believe your hands and food, everything you touch, because you have your different senses.
Yeah, it goes through your
Yeah. So that's why they eat with their hands, is because it's part of their senses.
When someone probably wouldn't know that, would think, oh my God, that's stupid. But yeah, it's a part of the belief system that you keep.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I like studying that and different languages and different, you know, all that.
Yes, CJ, you're absolutely correct. That's what he was saying, that he said that Saudi has changed a lot, and they're really trying to become more modern in some ways. But so what else did I ask him? I asked him so many different things because I was really curious. Oh, so he said, I know that you guys are afraid of her coming over here because you're afraid that we're going to beat her and stuff. He's like, just like all you guys see about us is the bad. All we see about you is the bad. You know, he's like, that's just TV. That's not how everybody lives. The news only shows bad things.
Yeah.
So he's like, women are worshipped here. And because women are the one that gives birth to us, so we need to worship them. And I was like, oh, okay. So I kind of thought he was talking a little bit. So, and he kept offering my cousin if she wanted a maid. And she's like, a maid? Why the hell do I want a maid for? You know, I don't want nobody in my house touching in my house or anything. I would have been like, hell yeah, give me a maid.
Yeah.
But she was like, oh, no. So we ended up taking her to a mosque for her to say, I don't know these words. I don't know what they were, to have her convert to that religion. So it'd be easier for her to be a citizen of Saudi. She had to convert.
To convert to their religion, yeah.
Yeah. So she said whatever words, got her papers, whatever, so she can go over there. And actually, she ended up sneaking into the country, but that's a whole other story. But anyhow, she ended up going over there and so when we're at the mosque, they did have us women go into the other room. And women and children go in the room, and the men prayed in one room, and the women and children went, and it was in another room. Actually, the children could run around freely, just that the women went in one room and the men went into the other room. So anyhow, the woman in there was asking my cousin questions, and we were asking her questions. And she said to her, well, first thing she said is American food is better, and that there's not as much flavor as over there. She said, you'll figure that out. But what she said is that really made me feel comfortable with her leaving. She's like, she's like, don't worry, you'll be treated good over there. She's like, when I came over here, I had to learn to be a parent and how to do housework because women don't have to do that stuff over there because we're the ones that give birth to our children. So we hire people to come in to take care of our children and clean our house and cook for us because we're to be worshipped.
Well, yeah.
That is why he offered to get her a maid. You know,
well,
so,
that's you know, and that's in a lot of different religions.
Oh, hey, Betty.
Where men believe if you give birth to their child, you are like a goddess to them.
Exactly, and that's what he was saying. That's exactly what he was saying. So, and she said the family treated her very well. She said she was able to get away with a lot, like curse and act like one of the boys because they would just say, "Oh, it's because she's American," you know.
Yeah.
Or they have the men's.
I'm one of the boys.
Yeah, and they have their men's area where she's like, all they do is like smoke out of their hookah and drink tea. She's like, they're boring. So they have their men's area, you know, but she's like, they're boring. And a lot of the women would like bring them food and stuff. And if you knew my cousin, you would know, like, she would bring them food, but she's like, this is my house. I'm just walking right in. And they wouldn't say or even care because she was just she was American. So she was like, this is my damn house. So she would go in there, share dirty jokes with them. And she said at first they were all shocked with her, but then just kept saying, oh, it's because she's American, you know. But she said she was treated pretty good, but she was very lonely. So she came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, because over there it's different.
And that's so far away.
Yeah.
She couldn't drive.
Yeah, she couldn't drive, which I guess they just passed a law there a couple years ago that women could get their license. But the thing is, women have to be chaperoned everywhere. And it's not because they don't trust women, it's that they don't trust men. Other men. They say men are.
It's not oppressive. You don't think?
Yeah, and they said
it's not an oppressive thing against women there.
Huh?
You don't think it's like an oppressive thing? Oppressive? I don't know if it's coming out
all right. So no, I know what you're saying
against women, because I just heard everything like bad, you know.
Yeah, you heard the bad part of her. What she was saying was that, like she said, women are spoiled and worshipped over there. she's like, but women don't have a lot to do, so they have to do is shop. She said all the nephews or husbands, uncles, whatever it is, would have to take them to their stores, the outlets, the malls. And she said, and the guys would just stand there and be bored all day, and women get to do what they want and shop and do whatever they want, and the guys would just have to sit there and take it.
If I didn't want to be away from our family, heck, I'd be going over there.
Yeah, she got very lonely and bored,
Plus,
because
getting my
it is a
tan
culture
on.
shock, but she said it wasn't as bad as you think it would be. She said it was just lonely. She didn't have any family out there.
Yeah, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
You'd be getting your tan on too over there.
Hi, Irene. How are you? I'm really bad about checking chat, so if I ignore anybody, please don't think I'm ignoring you on purpose. I have trouble talking and looking at the chat at the same time.
So we had talked before, and you were talking earlier in chat like about, spirits and stuff. Mine started when I was a child. And the thing is, I don't know how other children are, when people started, how they started processing it from, it's something being really, really scary to something being where you can deal with it and handle it and process it. I know it took me a lot of years because when I was a child, it was really scary. I had to sleep with the TV on. If I didn't, I felt like things came to me more, even as an adult. And my husband has even had, he don't like turning the TV off because he even senses now things, things that happen in the night.
Yeah, I still sleep with the light and TV on. Well, no, I have to have the TV on for the light so I don't get bothered at night.
You do too?
Still.
I think we discussed that.
Yeah. I'm afraid of dark. I'm not afraid to admit it because, our mind's quieted, so we see spirit more. And I'm not afraid to see, say if a spirit came to me right now, I wouldn't be frightened. But when you're at night and you're laying in your bed, I tell them, don't bother me when I'm sleeping. But it's still those fear, those memories when you're a little kid and seeing spirit at night, you're trying to go to sleep. That's scary.
Yeah.
So subconsciously, it's still a fear like I had when I was a little kid. But I don't mind seeing spirit. I don't mind seeing spirit at night, just not in my bed room.
Because as a child, you would cover up your head, but it didn't matter. You'd wake back up and it was there.
Yeah, we sit there and go like this. You're like, don't look.
When I woke up my parents one time, and then it turned into my sister and me, my parents laid in the fold-out couch in the living room, and then they ended up going back to the room. And I told my sister, I guess I woke up, and I said, quit touching me. Quit touching me. And she woke up, and she's like, I'm not touching you. So she got scared and was running to my mom and dad's room. And when she jumped up, hell, it scared me. So I started running to my mom and dad's room. So I was she thought I was chasing her down the hall. And she ran in there. So we both ran to my mom and dad's room, and they're like, what the hell's going on?
Wow.
So
it's really intimidating and scary when you're younger. And some of that carries you to adulthood.
And my dad starts shaking me a little bit, and says, Tony, what's wrong? What's wrong? And my head feels like it's spinning. And I just remember trying to come out of that. I don't know what I mean.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Maybe you're still half awake, half asleep state at that time, which I think when you get into a meditative state, so that can happen when you're sleeping. So when you get in a meditative state, you're not fully awake and you're not fully asleep either. So you're in that in between, which it makes it easier to have messages come through to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think is my mama on the chat too?
I think you're right.
Here. Oh, I didn't put on the chat.
So maybe that's kind of what happened. I'm not really sure.
Yeah. I think you may be right on that.
Oh, I missed part of the chat. I don't know what that means.
What means?
What Cinnamon was talking about. So I probably missed some of the chat.
I missed it. See, I X'd out of YouTube.
Oh, did you? There's still chat in here. You can still see the chat, right?
I can see comments, but I just can't type back.
Oh, are you on your cell phone?
I can on my cell phone maybe, but it's dead. I can type back. I just found that out like 3 days ago.
Yeah, exactly. Me
I
too.
sound so stupid. I know.
Yeah,
Bear with me, guys.
because we're all still learning.
I know. It's like you look at the pros and you're like, oh my God, how do they do this?
Yeah, I'm still
They're
learning.
awesome.
Yeah, so yesterday I was like trying to practice to learn how to do different things on here. That's how I found out how to do the scrolling thing on the bottom and put the little talk spirit picture on the top. Oh, everything's opposite here. Putting the talk spirit picture in the top corner over by Tony. So yeah, and doing different backgrounds. I think we got different layouts, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
let's
think
try
so.
that.
But I think you're the one that told me that they have that. And I think you're the one that told me that you started doing that. I think you're the one.
I don't know. I don't remember.
But anyway, someone was saying that you could start getting like the number or like the cool shit like that. I'm like, damn, I didn't know that. Because I
Yeah.
have searched for that and searched for that shit. I was like, damn, I think I have to be on there and have more subscribers or something to get that.
Oh, I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know. I'm still learning. Hi, Debbie. I'm still learning myself. Then I was thinking maybe I should because like I don't really care if people have my phone number. Then you see other people in the community like they're ruthless. So I'm
Yeah.
like, maybe I should get one
Get
of
a
those Google
WhatsApp.
numbers.
I've seen someone do that. Like get a WhatsApp, and then it's like a number, and it's picks up with your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, maybe I should do that.
Don't do another number. Do the called WhatsApp app, and you just download it, and it's free. And get a number, and you can even change and get another number.
Oh, I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Just so if people want to talk about the person, because some people are shy and they want to talk to somebody privately, maybe before they even feel comfortable coming up here. This way, that way, they can either message me or call me, or if they wanted a private reading or something.
Yeah. That way you can have somebody up, and if somebody wants to come up, you can do a reading with someone.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
And that'd be good.
Debbie, you didn't miss too much, honey. We've been kind of chit-chatting and just talking a little bit. Like I had my daughter come on here. She said a couple experiences she had because she used to think all this was nonsense. And my mom spoke about a couple different experiences that she had when we were investigating and different things. But I think most of my family all have dreams. We have lots of dreams that come true.
Yeah. Yeah. That's how my family's been.
Yeah.
Your mom was talking about that, and then your daughter. And that's how it was for my family.
Yeah. And my little man who just came in here, he used to have an imaginary friend that talked to him.
Yeah.
He's like, don't talk about him.
It's going to be passed down to someone in your family if they haven't noticed. I know my son, my middle one, he has it, and he didn't know how to deal with it when he was younger. And now that he's older, he still gets terrified, and he don't mess around with mocking that world. He don't mock it. Like,
oh, yeah. Yeah.
and then my daughter's, seen the experiences that we've all had. Like we literally had to leave our house and get out of our house. It was so bad. And then our neighbors even witnessed someone inside our home looking out it.
Oh,
It's
that's
been
how it
that-
was in our last place we lived. I mean, we have spirit here too, but it's not like bad like the last place we lived in.
I mean, forget that. You got to go when that shit happens.
Oh.
Did you get out of your place?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, this one we have spirit here, but it's not bad. So we don't mind.
Yeah.
So I think my little man's I don't want to say his name, but I think his experiences that he had here, I think might be the same guy that we were talking about earlier that we know that's in house. And because except he would call him Gilbert, I think. I don't know if he left the room. I would ask him if he Gilbert. Yeah, my other daughter said no, it was Gilbert. But he started talking to him since the day we moved in here. Well, when we moved in here, he was still in the high chair age, so he was really little, and he would kept babbling to somebody, and he'd put his arms out to him. Or one time we were playing catch with the baby. Basically, was what it was. We rolled the ball, and he'd run and go get it, type of deal. So, anyways. So he stops by where the ball is, and he's pointing at somebody in the corner that we don't see for them to pick up the ball for him. And it freaked out my friend that was here. She's like, your kid's weird. Is he seeing stuff? But then he started talking to this guy named Gilbert, and my oldest daughter, who's not here today, she would see things when she was little too and had an imaginary friend. But Gilbert, he talked to for many years. And so the strange thing about it is the reason why I said I think it might be the same guy that we all had experiences about here is because so one night my little man, he was probably like 3 or 4 at the time, and he was supposed to go to bed. And it's like 10 o'clock at night. And at this time, he was sharing a room with my older son. And my older son obviously is, I don't know, maybe was playing a video game. So I'm telling him, go to sleep. And I'm telling my other sons, don't antagonize them, let him go to sleep, that type of deal. So next thing you know, it's like 10 o'clock at night. And I hear little man on the other side of the wall to me in the hallway talking to somebody. And I hear somebody talking back to him. So I'm assuming that, it's my older son antagonizing him, and because I'm telling him to go to sleep and they're horsing around. So I go and tiptoe around the corner so I can catch him. And I see little man standing there by himself. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, nothing. I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, my friend. And I'm like, well, you're supposed to be in bed. And I'm like, and what's your friend saying? Because I heard him talking to somebody. And he's like, he's telling me to get out of bed and play with him. And I'm like, oh. And I knew it wasn't my son, because my son at this point, I could see way down the hall was in his room with headphones on at this point, playing his video game. So I'm like, oh, he really does have an imaginary friend, because I actually heard him,
Yeah.
But
Debbie and her mother have lots of experiences.
oh, really? Did you want to come up, Deb? I'll drop the link if you want to come up. Hi, Nan. How are you? Yep, better late than never.
Yeah, it's amazing what our kids, something like that gets passed down, even from our parents, like your mom. And I think it was passed down on my father's side. Like I said, my dad was born with a veil over his face.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy, like when people would die. Like one time we heard like heart.
Oh.
Things are just, it's always been like that in our family, like superstitious stuff too, like, passed down that we would do that,
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yep. I have so many experiences. It's not even funny. And I think most of us have, a lot of us have. And sometimes we take them for granted. Like we push in the back of our head and like, no, that didn't really happen. Or no, I didn't really just see that. Or is my eyes playing tricks on me? Or am I imagining that? No, your imagination is where you get your information from. So never neglect that, like pay attention to those signs and symbols.
A lot of people just don't tune into it.
Yeah.
They don't tune into it in the sixth sense and your senses, and they just don't tune into it.
Come on up, Jay. I think I dropped the link again.
And it's the feeling you get too. Like it's not, it taps into all your senses.
Yes. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Sometimes I can read people, but if I always get stumped at first because somebody says, as soon as they say, oh, you can see spirit, who do I have standing behind me? And I'm like, my anxiety kicks in, and then I have to calm down again before I can see them. Or do you see somebody behind me? No, I don't walk around trying to see people behind people. I don't want to live that way. When I first started seeing people, again, when I got older, like I said, I was meditating and stuff, and it all started coming back again. I left my third eye open all the time, which was absolutely the worst thing to do. It's draining. It was horrible. I had horrible anxiety. It's not good. So I had to learn to, not walk around my third eye open 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I don't, just because I'm standing there talking to you doesn't mean I see spirit. Unless spirit's coming through, it's like, hello, pay attention. I got something I have to say.
Yeah, it's draining, even because a lot of them need help. They need help crossing over. So a lot of them come to you and speak to you, and it drains you. It drains you.
Yeah. No, it does. It does. It does. It does. I don't think it does me so much anymore because I know how to ground myself, but it really did at first.
Yeah.
But when you're new and things start first happening, you're very excited and you want all that to come to you because it's new and exciting. And then you got to learn to, I need to learn to,
Shut it off.
Yeah, shut it on and off when I need to.
Yeah. If not, you'll go crazy.
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, Jay. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing good. I would like to hear what you have to say too. What experiences you had?
Yeah, I've been having experiences since I was like 6 years old. Right.
Oh, wow.
The first one was my friend from like primary school, which in England is like elementary school, was moving to Scotland, and we had like a going away party for him, and we was in this old church that's been up since 1700s, because that's what happens in England. You've got things there that have up to 600 years old, like unlike America, there's things there that are a lot older than all the things you've got there. And,
yeah, that's true. That's why I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah. Lots of places that are paranormal and haunted. Definitely, pubs and places everywhere. And then after we got in group pictures, weeks later, my mum had them was looking through them, and she saw that there were orbs surrounding us all. They're just the kids, not the adults, just the kids.
That what was surrounding you kids?
Orbs.
Orbs. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
and,
wow.
They think that, because we're young, that they latch onto that because it's that's as pure of life as you can get. And that's what they crave. They crave life because they're dead, you know what I mean? And that's why they're surrounding us, because we emit that energy, that purest of pure energy that is just new life. That's what they want more than anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I remember, with orbs. So as you guys know, I've said before, we used to be doing paranormal investigations. So I think not all of them, most pictures when they show us orbs, unless you were there, it's hard to tell if it's a true orb or not. 99% of the time it's dust or it's a bug or something, but there is true orbs. And I really didn't believe that until I seen the film for myself. And I remember the first orb, my very first investigation I went to, actually, I seen one going across the field, two of them, and they looked like they were getting closer and closer to me.
Yeah.
I've seen bright, beautiful light. Yeah. So I took a picture of it, and sure enough, it showed up in a picture, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I wasn't imagining that.
Yeah.
I knew I had seen it.
You can do work with quartz crystals. Like if you point it in the direction of the light and you take a picture, it gives you this insane, and you add a little exposure to it, it gives you this insane reaction where I could put something up or and link it, whatever, like the picture, but it's crazy. It's looks almost like a portal. You know what I mean? It's just insane.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, now that this was quite a few years ago, but now I know that type of stuff. But at that time, that was my first time seeing an orb.
Yeah.
So most orbs I see are white and stuff, but I did see a couple green ones once.
Yeah, they vary in color, like green, purpley, what plain white, and there's blue ones as well.
Yep. Yeah. Well, the green ones I seen were actually in my house, and that was weird. I wasn't the only one that seen it, so I know for a fact it was.
You get that second party confirmation. You need that. I always look for that.
Yes, yeah. It's cool because I can just say I seen whatever I wanted, and they're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But my husband's cousin was there visiting, and she's like, I'm like, did you just see that? And she's like, yeah, the 2 green orbs. I just came in here. I said, okay, it wasn't just me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's nice to have confirmation when it's not just you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I was in Ireland this time, like when I was 16, and I was like, it was in the middle of the night, and it was like the last thing on my mind was like spirituality and all that stuff. Like I was completely stone cold sober, and I was just looking out off this balcony, and on the Ferris wheel, because they had this like fair on the front of the town, top of the Ferris wheel was just an all black figure, all black, and I was just shocked by seeing it, because I knew it just wasn't a person; it was just a figure. It was just all black.
Yes.
Not even a hooded person, just a black.
Wonder if they could have died on the Ferris wheel.
It was in the middle of the night type of thing, and it was definitely not a person. You know what I mean? And it was just stirring into my soul, and it freaked me the hell out, and it felt like it was communicating with me in my mind telepathically. You know what I mean? And it wasn't well, I think people need to realize that, like, you can look at things positive or negative, but as long as you can get a positive out of a negative, then it's no longer a negative type of thing. Strength from adversity.
I tell people not every black shadow you see is bad either.
Yeah, exactly. I think personally, it was a sign from what I believe to be my gods that what I was doing was right, and it was almost an introduction into that world, like a formal introduction. And I guess it was kind of a kind of kick up the arse to say, look, you've not really been thinking about this too much because you don't know if it's real or not. Look, it's real. Now you've got to, be dedicated. And that's what I think it was. I wasn't scared or anything. I was just shocked. And I went back into the house and didn't say anything about it. And then in the morning, I looked at the top of the Ferris wheel, to see if there was any covering over it, that the wind, not that there was any wind that night, it was really warm and humid, was on top. Anything that could explain it, nothing. I didn't speak about it to anyone for like months because I just kept it inside, because what you're looking at isn't real. You know what I mean? What you're looking at is beyond belief. You know what I mean? And I don't dwell on it too much. I don't sit down and just think about it day after day. I just think about it every now and then. You know what I mean? Because if I was to think about it, it'd drive me nuts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just what does that mean? About our reality. You know what I mean? I can't expect others to believe that because they've not seen it. Because I know before I saw that, I was an agnostic. I wasn't sure. You know what I mean? I had suspicions, but I wasn't sure. But that confirmed it for me. And like you said, your daughter had her experience, and that confirmed it for her. And I think that
she truly did not believe in saying with my husband.
Yeah, absolutely. And there was always a thing in my mind that was like, there's a because I always got that feeling. You know what I mean? When you got something like a spirit is present, you get that feeling. Like dogs and animals have it.
Yes.
Where they feel that presence. We have it as well, but we tend to brush it off as, you're just anxious.
They're very good.
Yeah.
Animals, definitely, yeah. I remember I was doing a ritual up on the moors of Shropshire, near close to Wales in England, and I just finished it, and these dogs went crazy just as I walked back down. There's a lot of spiritual energy up there because of the quartz crystal. And they went mad, and I went, it's just because I've been up there with the crystal, and the owners knew exactly what I was on about because they lived in the area, so they got the score. You know what I mean? And dogs, like I said, and animals in general, they just know. It's the sixth sense that's a lot more refined and developed than ours.
Oh, absolutely. They're more open. Yeah. So I want to say something about crystals. So,
sorry.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine. It just made me think of this. So when I teach healing classes, one of the things we do for healing is use crystals. Okay. So one thing I show people is crystals conduct energy. We have them in some of our electronics. A lot of people think, it's hogwash. They don't carry energy.
Exactly. They do.
Why else would they use them in some of our technology that we do today in different electrical devices. So I will bring two into my area of the country. We have a lot of crystal rocks around, not crystal points, but crystal rocks.
Yeah.
Which was formed actually by lava that melted the rock and then cooled off again, which makes them clear. So if you turn off the lights and you get two crystal rocks, not the point crystals, anyways, and you shut off the light and you rub those two rocks together, and instead of sparking on the outside, you can see the energy like lightning on the inside. So I usually bring two crystal rocks to let them see that they do conduct energy.
Yeah, they duplicate within themselves. It's almost like if you like, I use them for my chants. Like I chant in ancient Greek usually with a bit of Latin in to summon my gods.
Yes,
and I'm clinching them. And as I'm doing the chants, I feel the reverberation from the crystals, and those words are being replicated within the crystal itself, because it's a conductor of pretty much anything. You know what I mean? It's insane. Yeah. And like I had an encounter in Shropshire that wasn't really like, dark or anything, but it was more like glitch in the matrix, multiverse type of thing, where it was thundering and lightning, and obviously because of the quartz crystal in the area, that was a fact. I wasn't too on the map for that. I was just sitting in a lay-by smoking a cigarette, like a normal cigarette, not a spliff or a joint.
Yes.
And this woman and her son, and this was pouring it down in the middle of the night, and this woman, and I'm in the middle of nowhere, like there's no next door or anything. This is a lone little cottage in the middle of nowhere. And I saw a woman and her son dressed in daytime clothes, and they just look at me, and I look at them, and I get up because I walk back because I don't want the son, who's a young boy, to have to walk past my smoke, because it makes me feel bad. You know what I mean? As a smoker, don't want to be giving kids secondhand smoke. So I get up, walk back, and then I walk back and smoke on the porch outside of mine, the little cottage I was renting, waiting for them to come past. And they never did. And I was out there for nearly half an hour. And I realized how weird it was that where they were, a woman and a son, what they were wearing as well. They were wearing summer clothes, and it was in the middle of the night, near winter, raining, and there was no nearby place. And the nearest place back the way they came was not for like 3 miles. So there's no way they would have just walked through the thunder and lightning. Just a mother and a really young son in the thunder and lightning. But where it looked from where they were, it looked light. It looked sunny. From when I saw them, it didn't look like there was rain. And I rationalized later on that it was the thunder and the quartz crystal like reacted together and conducted and opened a almost portal for a brief moment of time for a multiverse to occur. Like some people think that it's like time travel, but I think it's like an infinite number of like universes all corresponding at once with slight differences. And we just got a little peek. I just got a little peek into another one for a brief moment because of that reaction, because of the lightning, the quartz, and that combination.
Yeah, a lot of times people say some places that have the highest paranormal activity, a lot of times could be not only history, but could be the kind of rock that's underneath the land too, that conducts it.
It's environmental and it's historical. It's a combination of the two.
Yes.
And more.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we would be stupid and crazy to think with everything, and as big as the world is, as big as the galaxy is, all of that, to think that we are alone.
Exactly. It's just ego.
I'm really into, and not everybody's into that, but I'm into ancient aliens.
Oh my God, so am I. That is one thing I'm massively into.
Yeah.
I believe.
I'm hooked. Yeah. I mean, they got me hooked on believing.
I believe it definitely. What I believe in is with ancient.
Because, look at the
pyramids,
carvings that show it about like astronauts.
Yeah, and the Incas and the Aztecs and all their tapestry.
They move all this stuff.
It's even in the Bible. There's even a flying saucer in the Bible.
Yes, there is. People don't believe it, but it's
There's a flying saucer in the Bible.
Yeah.
And I know they say, well, you're a kook if you believe it, but I
No.
don't care what's said to me.
Because what I think is right, like there were early humans, and I think quite a lot of I think a lot of us have.
I think they thought it was their
Yeah.
God coming down from the sky.
Yeah, I think they did, and I think that's how they played it to them. But in reality, what the aliens were doing, some of our ancestors,
Ours probably
were,
thinking,
it
what
was an
the hell
experiment.
did you bring
What they
up?
wanted, yeah, what they wanted
I
to
heard
do.
that there is in newspaper clippings, old ones like from the, I don't know, 1700s or 1600s or something back then,
Yep.
somewhere out in, I don't know, probably by close to where you live, Jay.
Yeah,
There's
I'm
newspaper
in the
clippings of
States.
them, yeah, having articles about people saying that they saw spaceships then.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that there was
Far
like
back
fighting
it
in the
goes.
sky
well,
and
there was,
stuff.
yeah, there was things. Obviously, there was the Roswell incident down in New Mexico,
Yeah.
and there was an incident
Oh, we
in
go back further.
yeah,
than
in my former home, the UK, and I think it was in Edgbaston, which is near the main military base in the country. But people at the time said it was US astronauts who were playing a prank, and that's how they dismissed
they
it.
killed.
But there's no way that happened, because it's like you're an astronaut, you're a professional. These guys aren't pranksters, you know what I mean? These guys are like
They
top
killed
brass
one of our
type
great
guys.
philosophers that was in the, over there in England or whatever, or he may have been somewhere else. He was a great philosopher. I forget what his name is, but they killed him because he was trying to let them know that the stars and everything was a bigger picture. And,
Yeah.
with I forget what his name was, with astrology, they burned him at the stake.
Yeah.
Said he was nuts.
Yeah.
People fear the unknown is what it is.
That's
Exactly.
that's exactly what that was, Iris.
Yeah. So, all right, who's to say that that if you told me, oh, I think my husband's here. Here's a motorcycle coming. But who's to say that if somebody, sorry, my dog barks when my husband shows up. I said that before. So if he barks too much, I'll just have you guys talk for a minute and I'll mute myself until
That's
it calms down. Yeah, he knows my husband's coming. Yeah, so I think people afraid the unknown, but who would say, like, say if you were to tell me I had an abduction, okay, I never have, but who am I to say that that's not true? Just because I didn't personally experience that, that doesn't mean it's not true.
Exactly.
I did have a dream. Actually, it's kind of weird. I did have a dream one time of an alien came to me, and this was years ago, and said to me that about the world, that how we have to change or whatever.
Yeah.
And I assume it was a she anyway. She was beautiful. Actually, she was kind of purple. And I said to her, "You're beautiful." And she said to me, "I can show you." She's like, "This is not what I really look like. This is a version I could show you of myself that won't make you scared. So this is the closest of what I look like that wouldn't scare you."
Yeah.
Now, is that a dream? Was that reality? I don't know. But I did see a spaceship.
I believe it's yeah.
And so I live close to downtown. And remember I said that apartment that was really bad that we moved out of?
Yeah.
Well, out on the balcony, on our porch, you could see the sky from far, far away. It was absolutely beautiful.
No light pollution, yeah.
Yeah. So my aunt used to come over all the time. And we would just sit out on the porch almost every single night and watch these strange lights in the sky. Like you would see something going across really, really slow.
Yeah.
And I've seen them. Off
I always record them. I always record it. And I've seen so many videos of it all the time. And no one, like, surely that's proof, because we don't have stuff that can go that fast. Come on. You know what I mean? But there is another theory that, like, it's like from the crashes that they've been, like, reverse engineered, basically. And it could be us, and it could be tests from our governments.
Yes.
Because the Chinese, they have that stealth suit that they put on that disguises them, makes them almost invisible. And I personally believe that's alien technology. Something's crashed. They've reverse engineered it.
So I did see a UFO one time, but I don't know if that was man-made. It very well could be, and we're not that far from the naval base, or it could actually been a UFO. But the funny thing is, the night that one of the nights my aunt and I were looking at the sky, and I was joking around saying, "Oh, I wonder if they can see us," blah blah blah. No, and this is like 10 o'clock at night. So I really do not know how the whole entire town didn't see this, but my aunt and I did. So actually, I'll draw a picture of it. So it was kind of triangular, but it wasn't like a pointed triangle.
Oh yeah, that's the same as I've seen.
Yeah. So so I was just before I seen this, I was joking, saying, I wonder if they could see us. Well, next thing you know, it was a pretty clear night, but right over my apartment building, there was some very light, fluffy clouds. Hold on a minute, they're talking.
Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, noise pollution. So they had really light. I'm in my kitchen, so everybody comes in here, obviously. So they have really light, fluffy clouds, and next thing you know, I see a light coming through the clouds, which just looked like a ball of light. So we're sitting there talking amongst ourselves at this point, and all of a sudden, I see a bright light, and I happen to look up, and I'm telling my aunt, "Look, look, look!" And we both looked up, and I see a triangular craft literally right above our heads, and it was down really low to the point where I could see it in detail. So I'll draw a picture of it of what I seen. So it's kind of triangular, but each point was rounded. All right. Each point was rounded, and then the back end had a little lip to it. And then, so it was kind of shaped, can you guys see this? It was kind of shaped like that.
Same one I saw.
But then it had like each piece here, because it was down so low, it looked like each piece was connected to each corner, like they could have taken off.
Like that's a way that they've used to make it that's the way that they've used so that it can go that fast. They've used that design so that it can go that fast.
Rounded things like a rocket.
Yeah.
And then we'll have enough fuel to the rocket fuel on those.
Yeah.
The theory is that they're using this thing called element 115 that makes it like fly in the air on its own and hover up in the air. The craft that they've it's not from, you can get it in our planet, but the idea is that it's not in abundance in our planet. And before we found the crafts, we didn't know what the hell it was. We didn't know, it was meaningless to us. And then science realized its importance and kept it very much under wraps.
Yeah. So like what I seen really could have been military, but it was weird that I was talking about, I wonder if they can see us. And then next thing you know, I see a bright light shining down like on us, which got my attention for us to both look up.
Yeah.
And then, but it looked like each corner, what each corner is, it was circular there, like that, those pieces could come off and go. You know what I'm saying? Like
they could probably expand. Probably.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no idea. Next thing I know, it was silent, obviously. So then when it started moving away very, very slowly, when it got so far away from us, it started flickering lights like it was an airplane. And I'm like, I wonder if that's.
Oh my God. Same thing. I wonder if that's a cloaking device type of thing.
Maybe, because I'm like, why did it get so far and start flashing like it was an airplane? Like, I don't know. I thought to trick people.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yeah. So then I'm telling my daughter about this on the phone one day, and I said, you're gonna think we're crazy. Nobody believes me and my aunt. And I got her daughter too to come out because she was inside. I got her to come out and look at it. So when she came out, it was just starting to go away. But anyhow, so I'm telling my daughter about it. She's like, oh, I seen the same thing in this next town over one night. And she's like, and there was a whole bunch of us outside watching them. She's like, but there was a couple of them out there, and they were outside for a couple of hours, and they just stayed around in the same area. And I said, well, send me a picture of it, draw it and send me a picture. And don't you know, she drew it looking exactly the same way as the photo I just drew of you guys.
Yeah, they're all, yeah.
Yeah,
and all the footage I've seen looks like the footage I've taken. You know what I mean? It's all it all looks the same. It's crazy.
Dummy
and you think that they come out and explain it away as one thing, but they never do.
Yeah.
They don't say anything
now
about
I think of it, why the hell didn't I take a picture? I was so excited to see it, like I never even thought about it until afterwards. Like, what the hell?
That's like when I saw that thing in Ireland, the dark god. Like, I had my phone on me, and that was the last thing I was thinking. Let's pull my phone out. No. I was like, I was just stunned. I didn't get around to that.
I just don't keep my phone up my ass, so I totally missed that image. Then I'd be like, damn it. And then my family to think I'm crazy. They'd be, you're lying. I'd be like, no,
Yeah.
I'm not lying.
Anybody I've ever told that I seen that, that I had that experience, you literally all think I'm crazy. Like that didn't happen. It really did.
I'm just
I
gonna get a
know
glass
the
of water. My
president that's
chest is very
diabetes
dry.
unit.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna get some water.
I think it was Carter.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Thanks.
That's fine.
It.
Yeah, so that's why I said this is a safe place that we're not going to judge, because just because I had that experience, that doesn't mean, you didn't. That doesn't mean that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Like we all have our own different experiences. Like I think, Tony, I think you're the one that said the other day that you thought closets were portals. I don't think closets are portals. I think it's just a safe place for them to hide. So that doesn't mean that that's not true for you.
That was me.
Yeah. So, but that doesn't mean that's not true. You know what I'm saying? I just personally have never experienced that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
for
who
5
knows?
years, I've had the same dream, and I've described it to my
I'm
husband,
back.
and
Okay.
it is like a bad place. Like it's a bunch of people, and they're like all together, and it's bad stuff, and it's different levels. And it's like a building, but then it's like you live in like this garage area, but then there's some houses you can live in. There's like different levels, and it's awful. It's horrendous. Like there's drug activity right there. I mean, like it's different levels, and I've been having the same dream. And like the only thing I can do is explain that there's shortage of food, there's shortage of this. It's just like this horrible place.
Have you ever heard of the back rooms?
No, I never have.
Basically, it's like there's like these pictures, and it's like this like cream walls, and it's like a place within like a spiritual realm, essentially, that we can access it through our subconscious. It's basically like a kind of barrier, like a kind of interstate between our like consciousness and like the dark God's consciousness. Basically, it's like an inter point, basically, and like these endless rooms. It's like almost people. It's like similar to what you describe as purgatory. It's like these endless rooms with like these cream-colored walls. Speakers are like dark things, and like these creatures, and like people. Like you see visions of people who you think you know, and like they just like attack you. You know what I mean? And it's just insane. And
I wasn't getting attacked.
All right, you weren't getting attacked.
So, do you think it could have been like a past life experience or something in the future?
Yeah, I think that's
the problem. I've had the past life experience thing.
Yeah, but we live many lives,
and that's how it is. I've had different dreams about different things that I know is the past life. I think this is something like in the future.
Oh.
Yeah, you gotta keep your eye out for it. You know what I mean? Like you gotta maybe something's gonna happen. Maybe like there's gonna be a bad recession. You know what I mean? Maybe there's gonna be a war, and there's gonna be a bad recession, and there's gonna be food shortages.
At the time, I can't listen to any of that stuff, and I had to throw the news out.
Yeah, I understand.
It just gives me. I don't know about any. I mean, it's like you said, some things give you anxiety hours. It just gives me anxiety about it.
Yeah, same.
And like my sister, that's all she wanted to talk about the other day, and I fell asleep to her talking about it. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I act like I wasn't asleep. I did. She was saying my name when I was asleep, and I was like, what? What did you say?
That's funny.
I can't let her know I did that.
Well, I should probably get off. I've been on here, I think, almost a couple of hours. Yeah, almost. And my husband's home. He's putting together a stand for me. If you guys can't hear it, the noise.
Is it a stand?
Like a stand for the side where I sit. We got new furniture, and we don't have a stand over by there. Like the couch is like sectional.
Oh, that's what
we don't have a place to stick our drinks. We have one.
Yeah, you need your place for your drinks, for your cigarettes, your ashtray.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. So that's what he's doing. He's fixing it and tightening it and putting it together. So then that way I'll have a place to stick my stuff.
That'd be nice.
Yes. Yeah. So I'm going to be back doing a live. Huh?
I had a fun time.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
good,
did
I'm
I.
glad.
So did I. It was nice to
Thank
meet
you,
you.
everybody who
And
who
we
came
liked your
today.
accent, Jake.
Thank
Oh,
you.
no, I love it. I'm sure we sound weird to you too, though.
No, I've gotten used to it now. I
No,
mean,
did you?
yeah,
Did
yeah.
you?
I've been used to it for years, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah.
So where are you from? I mean, do you still live where you're from?
No, no, no. I was born in Cove Island, but I was brought up in like Lancashire, England, and now I've moved to the
I
States,
know
into
Lancashire.
Pennsylvania.
Oh, you live in the States now.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I
So
moved in
that's why you're used
2016.
to it.
Yeah, 2016.
Oh, wow. So do you talk from family at home? Do they think you're starting to pick up the English accent over here?
No, they just don't think my accent's as thick as it used to be back home, because I used to talk with a really strong northern accent, northern English accent, to where it would be difficult for you to understand me, type of thing.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
They
It
wanted
just
you
sounds more
to
pronounced more than anything. Like I'm really trying so that you can understand me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm always curious now, like, so if I live down in the South, because I did for a while, for a couple of years when I was younger, and I started getting some of their accent from the South here. So
Yeah.
other people, like, if I talk to somebody South, they said I sounded like, well, they call us the Yankees. So they say, oh, you
Yeah.
sound like a Yankee. And then when I talk to my family up here, they're like, oh, you're starting to sound Southern. And I'm like, I just sound like me.
Yeah. Yeah, I could never live down south. It's too warm, humid. I like the place. I like Florida. I've been to Florida many times, but I couldn't live there. It's just way too humid for me. You know what I mean? I'm
Oh, you
used to
like
like
the
cold
element?
and rain, and
Yeah.
like that's what I like. You know what I mean? I kind of like that. It's kind of fun.
I
Yeah.
lived
Cathartic.
in Louisiana, and they called us coon asses.
I love Louisiana. I love, because I've got a French background as well, that I love the Cajun influence. Like I love gator meat. I love eating crocodile meat. People think that's really freaking weird, but I love the taste of it. It tastes just like turkey.
Possum,
Weird.
frog legs.
Yeah, I like frog legs. I've had snails and frog legs. I had those in Paris though, but I had gator
We
meat
better
in
get off
Louisiana.
here. Iris has to get off here.
No, that's
Sorry.
fine. I didn't have to. No, I tried a frog leg once in vinegar.
Oh, it's nice.
It was really good, actually.
Yeah, it's kind of like chicken. Tastes just a
Yes,
bit like
yeah,
chicken.
exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I didn't know. I'm gonna drop down. I'll talk to you guys later.
All right,
You have a
sweetie,
good
thank you for
time.
coming,
Yeah.
Tony.
See ya.
All right, bye, guys.
Have
Bye,
a
have a
beautiful
great
day.
day.
So, Jay, how old are you when you moved over here?
I was 18.
Oh, so you were
turned
just young
18, yeah.
still. Yeah, so you're still
I
young.
applied, when I just turned 18, and I got it when I was like 18 and a half. So
Nice.
the irony is, the first time I went to London was to leave, to go to meet the US consulate and all things like that. So that's
Oh,
why
wow.
I went. And I'd never actually walked around in London before, because it's weird in England. It's like the capital cities in the south of the country, so everyone's like dead rich and fancy as they're perceived, like down south. But up north, we're
Oh.
seen as the rednecks type of thing. That's how it goes, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I understand that. I love hearing about different cultures and stuff.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah.
I'll
So
ask
do I.
lots of
So do I.
questions. So do they call us? So I talked to somebody from England once years ago, and they called us the states.
The states, yeah.
Yeah. Wait, there was something else. The colonies or something.
Yeah, the colonies. Yeah, some people still talk like that. People who are like dead, like right on about the crown, but I'm like anti the crown. Like if I was around in them days, I would, and a colonist in America, I would be against the crown. I would fight for the republic. I don't like the crown.
Well, what I was told is that they said that some people call us the colonies because they think they still own us.
Yeah, because they're dumb, because they think that
Yeah.
Britain's a world power when America's the world power, and Britain basically has to do everything America tells them. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
kind of the way it goes. And
Yeah.
you know, ever since that war, that's pretty much what started Britain's downfall. Everyone else thought they were easy pickings then, because right before the Revolutionary War, obviously they fought against Spain against the Spanish Armada, and that victory, which led on to Britain gaining the Jamaica and the West Indies colonies, and then later on parts of America, which they gained from the war against the Dutch. That moral boost against the Spanish led to that, and then it was the American colonists, just basically ordinary businessmen and farm laborers who overthrew the greatest empire of the time, you know, and set a course for history to where it just destroyed, and there's barely anything left. There's obviously Northern Ireland, Wales, and Scotland, and Cornwall and the Isle of Man, and a bunch of islands scattered across the world that are dead tiny, that are too small to really declare independence. So they really rely on Britain for funding, otherwise they wouldn't really be able to exist.
Yes.
That's about it. You know what I mean? It's not what it used to be.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, I'm really
At least
into
that's what I
history.
heard anyways.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Well, thank you for coming up for today.
Thank
Jay.
you. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope to hear some more of your stories later.
Yeah. I'll be on Purple's thing. I'll try and get on there for the game night. You know what I mean? That sounds fun.
Oh yes, I usually teach classes on Friday night, but I'm not teaching a class today, so I actually be able to make it.
That sounds fun. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
More the merrier.
Yes. Yeah. All right, Jay. Well, have a great day.
See you. Thank you.
It was
Good
nice
to talk to you.
you guys, and I'll be
Bye-bye.
back on Tuesday evening.
Sounds great. Bye
All
bye.
right. Have a great night, everybody.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.